Today's video is a little bit different because I'm heading back to my hometown for Christmas. So join me on this journey as I visit some familiar places from my past. Let's begin by visiting my mother and father. My goodness, I have so many new neighbors. When my mother was buried, when my father was buried, these trees weren't even here. Hayden. Okay. It's not very cared for because I haven't been here to care for it. My father and my mother's grave. I don't come here that often, but I honor my mother and father by the fabric that I was cut out of morals, values, principles, and ethics. So the way I walk, the way I interact, the way I treat people is how I honor them. I want to send a picture to my sister. Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. My mother's love for Christmas was truly magical. The joy in her eyes as she decorated the house, strung the lights, hanging the ornaments, and creating an atmosphere of warmth and happiness. My mother made Christmas extraordinary. But it also lived in, I came from an emotionless family that if you're waiting to hear words, well, keep waiting. But the actions, the fact that my father worked 3 jobs, everything that my mother created, the gifts that were on Christmas Day, those actions spoke more than words. In fact, they spoke in place of words. You know, my father was a policeman. What's interesting is when I look back at pictures, I now know my father wasn't there. He came in, he was in his uniform, he came home long enough for us kids to open the gifts, and he went back to work. But the best part of that is I never missed him. My mother's mother, my grandmother lived with me, and my sister. We had a full house of Christmas, and seldom did I look around for what wasn't there. I was so happy with what was there. So I grew up on a road that even its name is a Christmas decoration. It's always wild when I come back to the old neighborhood because, you know, I don't know where to park. In some ways, I shouldn't be here. My house is for sale. My house is for sale. I wonder if anybody's there. Is it empty? Yeah, it's empty. Nobody's there. You think if I knock on the door, my mother will answer? This would be me on my skateboard. My mother was always looking out after me. See the lower third of the house? Somebody has removed the stone stucco that an uncle put here. So, you know, the original house is all over here. This was a carport. My father eventually enclosed it, window, chimney, and fireplaced it, but this was a carport. This is wild. This is where Mr. Hayden would ride his bike. My bedroom. This is wild. That's my bedroom. That's my bedroom. They've redone everything inside. Probably poorly. You know, the last time I was here, I helped my mother and father move so they could retire to the beach. It's insane. You know, nobody's aware of the memories that a family had in this backyard.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and cup of kindness yet for days of auld lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne.
Knock, knock, knock. Hey, happy Mother's Day.
Now, what'd you do that for?
Here's your card.
Give me a kiss.
What do you think?
My son brought it to New York.
What do you think of the Santa Claus?
He looks sort of pitiful.
What about that bell? Say hi.
Hi. What you doing, Spirit?
Yeah, what'd you cut?
That's pumpkin pie. Get it, baby, get it.
Help him open. Hey, Daddy, open up.
Get it, get it, get it. God, get that thing.
He loves those. Oh, what you got there?
No, it does move. Look at it.
12:58. Donna Mae's over here whipping up the potatoes. Care to make a comment?
It's looking good.
All right.
Dad, you have anything to say for Christmas?
God bless the food that we can eat.
We needed that.
My sister and my name is etched into the concrete here. I think it's been re-poured. So, I think there's been a lot of changes here. You want to play at home? Go Zillow, right? Then type in 2013 Holly. It's sold for $185,000. So these photos here are not what's inside. Somebody's done a quick contractor grade flip. If I came back here, I would restore it to the 1950s glory that my mother and father had it as.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Welcome to downtown Sanford. You know, I was the downtown Sanford business paper boy. That was a very important, prestigious route that they gave a 14-year-old child. That I would do that after school. I would get my papers, and on my bicycle and eventually moped, I would deliver my papers downtown. I had a route that I would take. It's so hard to tell what's what because all this glass was not there. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that this was the bail bondsman that I would give a paper to. Here, I'm going to give you a quick story. So for Christmas time, I'm 15 years old, and I don't know what I'm making delivering papers, but it was a lot of quarters to play pinball, and I took my money and I bought a Santa Claus suit. And I didn't want to I didn't want to ask anybody's permission because I thought somebody was going to make fun of me or say no. So what I did for Christmas, one of the last times that I delivered the paper, I went and got my papers from the Sanford Herald, and then I changed into a Santa outfit, right? So I went around to all of the businesses dressed like Santa Claus, and every time I delivered a paper, many businesses contacted the Herald and said, "This was a great idea, thank you for that," and they didn't know what they were talking about. So because the Evening Herald, the Sanford Herald, knew my route, they sent their photographer to catch up with me, and I made the front page of the next paper, right? Yeah. Sitting on a woman's lap at the bail bondsman. Being a downtown paper boy here, had so many memories, and eventually it was shared experiences with my father. My father, as a young rookie cadet, his station, his beat, was always downtown and underneath the historic clock. Always made sure that his family, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, myself, that we had premium placement to enjoy the annual Sanford Christmas Parade. You know, Sanford has a museum. I've never been here before. I don't even know if they're open. I'm looking for Sanford local artist, Miss Gretchen Lewis. Look, this is all police. Here's my father. See that right there? My father is absolutely right there. So this is Gretchen Lewis.
Yes.
Okay, I was the downtown paper boy in the 70s, and she said that I reminded her of when the celery barges would come in, and she took my picture and then painted me in 1905 Sanford.
Okay.
And I've always thought, like, I have it framed nicely, and I'm not on this planet forever, but I want to put instructions in the back that I want it to come here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
very kind of you.
Well, not kind. I think it should be here.
Yeah.
Because if you read her story, that's kind of what she did.
Right.
She surprised people with pictures and stuff, and I'm one of those people. All right, very good. Thank you. Good day. That is something I've been thinking about doing. It really wasn't going to be part of this video. It just makes sense. Walking through downtown is a flood of memories. See the third floor? Dressed as Santa, I delivered a paper. They were having their Christmas party, and they said, "Fix yourself a plate." This picture was taken 45 years ago in front of the artist Gretchen Lewis's house. I say 45 years later, let's take this picture back home. Take me to 1800 Palmetto Avenue.
Getting directions to 1800 S Palmetto Ave, Sanford.
So this road was the second part of my paper route. So I would finish the commercial downtown business, and then I'd take Palmetto all the way to 25th Street, which would eventually spit me out at home. but I always spent my quarters at the pinball machine at the Handyway. Love pinball. Do you know, for weeks, maybe months, my parents never knew I had a paper route. They wouldn't let me have one, and I was like, well, I'll just go get it. What's amazing about that story is the Sanford Herald hired a 14-year-old without any parental consent. I just showed up and delivered papers. Rain or shine. It's arrived. It's a brand new construction. Yeah, long gone. Long gone. But I bought fruitcakes for some of my favorite newspaper customers, and my father came and helped me bring a fruitcake to Miss Gretchen. So, Merry Christmas, Miss Gretchen. 1800 Palmetto. She converted the detached garage into an art studio. Very true. Okay. Gretchen would chat with the neighborhood children, inviting them in and showing them her art. She would tell stories of growing up in Sanford, and listening to her was almost like being there yourself. But this picture was taken right here. 45 years ago. Thank you so much, Miss Gretchen. Thank you so much for contributing to the happiness of the moments I get to look back at. Merry Christmas, Miss Gretchen.